Hi guys, welcome back to my channel where I show you how to crochet different stitches in various forms and styles. In today's video, we're going to be learning how to crochet the griddle stitch in the round. Okay, so I've uploaded videos about how to crochet the griddle stitch, how to increase with the griddle stitch, and how to decrease with the griddle stitch. And in this video, we're going to be learning how to crochet the griddle stitch in the round. So grab your hook and your yarn, and then we're going to start by making a magic ring. Remember that if you cannot make a magic ring, you can simply make a chain ring. And what that means is that you make a slip knot and you chain a couple of chains, and then you slip stitch into your first chain to form a ring which you can then work into. But if you can make a magic ring, please make a magic ring and chain one to secure that magic ring. Now into the magic ring, we're going to make one single crochet. I like to mark my first stitch so that I can easily identify it when I need it. And then after that single crochet, we're going to work one double crochet. After the double crochet, work one single crochet and then work one double crochet again. So we're basically going to alternate between single crochet and double crochet until we have 10 stitches in the round. And then your stitch should end on a double crochet. So if you've watched the tutorial where I showed you how to make the griddle stitch, you would know that to make your griddle stitch, you should have an even number of stitches at the beginning of your work. So I've made 10 stitches for my first round, and I'm going to slip stitch into my first stitch to complete the round. To begin round 2, chain 2. And then into that first stitch, which is the same stitch where we made the slip stitch, we're going to make one double crochet. I'm going to mark my double crochet as my first stitch of the round. Now into that same stitch, we're going to make one single crochet. Into the next stitch, I'm going to work one double crochet and then one single crochet into the same stitch. Okay, so the stitch pattern for the second round is to work one double crochet and one single crochet into the same stitch, and then you're going to repeat that into all the stitches around until we get back to the very beginning. So for this round, your last stitch should be a single crochet because we started with a double crochet at the beginning. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker here, and I'm going to make a slip stitch into that first stitch, and that's the end of the second round. Now chain one for the third round and make one single crochet into that first stitch. Go ahead to mark it if you like. Now into the next stitch, I'm going to make a double crochet and a single crochet. So the second stitch goes double crochet followed by a single crochet. Okay. Now into the third stitch, I'm going to make one single crochet. And then into the next one, I'm going to make one double crochet followed by a single crochet. Into the next stitch, I'm going to make one double crochet. And then into the next stitch, I'm going to make one single crochet and then one double crochet. Okay, so you want to repeat this until the end of the round. Next one is going to be one single crochet and it's just one stitch, and the next one is going to be an increase, which means that we're going to do one double crochet followed by one single crochet. Okay, so the idea of the griddle stitch is to alternate between single crochet and double crochet. Okay, so that's why you want to make sure that the next stitch that you're working, okay, whether it's one or it's two, you are working the opposite stitch next to the one that you have just worked. What that means is that since I've worked a single crochet here, into this next stitch, whether it's an increase or not an increase, I'm going to start with a double crochet. Although this stitch is not an increase, so it's just one stitch, which is going to be a double crochet. Then the next stitch, which is an increase, I'm going to start with a single crochet and finish the increase with a double crochet. Okay, so what you have to do is to just keep in mind how the griddle stitch is worked, and you won't have any problem with this. So into my last stitch here, I'm going to make single crochet and then double crochet. And one of the ways for you to know that you have the right stitch count, apart from counting your stitches, is when the stitch that you end with is the opposite of the stitch that you started with. Okay, and that's why it's important that we have an even number of stitches when we start this project. So I have a double crochet as my last stitch. I remember I started with a single crochet at the beginning. So take out that stitch marker and slip stitch into the stitch to complete the third round. Okay, so for round 4 we're going to chain 2. Okay, I'm starting this round with a chain 2 and then make 1 double crochet into that first stitch. Okay, now work 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Then into the next one here, we're going to start by working a double crochet, after which we will now work a single crochet. Sorry, into the same stitch we will now work a single crochet. Okay, and we're just going to repeat this pattern all around: double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. Okay, so the first one, double crochet. Okay, the next one, single crochet to the next stitch. Now the remaining 2 double crochet, single crochet are going into the same stitch as our increase. So we have double crochet and then single crochet. Okay, double crochet to the next stitch, not an increase, single crochet into the next stitch, also not an increase. Now the next stitch, which is an increase, we're going to have double crochet followed by a single crochet. Okay, and this is the pattern repeat for the 4th round. So I've made it to the end here, and my last stitch is a single crochet as it should be. Okay, so let's do the 5th row. In the 5th row, we're going to chain 1 and then make 1 single crochet into that first stitch, and then make 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then make 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Now into the 4th stitch, we're going to make 1 double crochet followed by 1 single crochet. Okay, and this is what we're going to repeat for all the stitches around. So we started with single crochet. So we started with I didn't mark my first stitch. So this is the pattern we're going to repeat. However, we have to always consider the last stitch that we have here. Okay, so remember we started with single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, then into the same stitch we now made double crochet and single crochet. Now we're going to start again, but we'll start with double crochet this time. Okay, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. Then for our increase, we'll now make single crochet followed by a double crochet. Okay, and then what we're going to repeat is going to be basically the same thing that we did the first 5 stitches. But basically we're going to do a single crochet followed by a double crochet followed by a single crochet. Then our increase would be a double crochet followed by a single crochet into the same stitch. Okay, and this is how you would complete this round. So after a couple of rounds, this is what we have, and I really love the pattern that this creates. It's very dense. You can almost not see any gaps in between, and I just like that for when I'm creating when you're working on a garment or something that I need my stitches to be really tight. This stitch is just perfect. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to crochet the Houndstooth granny square. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on that video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.